Hey guys, it's the Sweary Stitcher, and here for FlossTube video and update. I started using the Wheel of Whips, and I've actually gotten a lot of stuff done. So I figured I would hop on and show you. I have not been around making videos for a while. These days I can be found on the Virtual Stitchers Facebook group and in the Google Hangout room most of the time. So it's been really fun, and hanging out a lot with Sammy J and Megan, Stitching May, and Angela, Gibbs Girl Stitches, and Carly, I Stitch What I Want, and Crafty Kim, and Belinda, Aussie Stitcher, like a whole bunch of other people. Oh, Organic Granny hops on every once in a while and says hey. So it's really fun, and we just chat, and everybody gets a lot of stitching done. I've also been binging Garrett lately, like from way back. And he mentioned in one of the last videos that I watched, which is probably like video 40 something, and he was like, yeah, actually I get a lot of progress done if I am Skyping with my friends while I stitch, because then I focus, and I can vouch for that. So I have a bajillion whips, and I'm going to show you, and there's going to be a lot of bag crinkling. So that's when you know to look up. All right, in true Sweary Stitcher mode, I'm the Sweary Stitcher. You have about 5 seconds before shit gets real. Does everybody else have that problem? Like you can't put down your pinky without your next one going down? Anyway, first whip I'm going to show you is, I call it Magical Day. And it's a pattern I got off of Etsy. I think maybe Renegade Stitcher. I think. It's pretty awesome. It's on Black Ada. 14 count, because why torture yourself with anything else on Black Ada. And I used a Krennic blending filament. So I kind of want to put my head through a wall. Oh no. Yeah, so I started this one as a birthday gift for my husband, obviously. Hopefully, obviously. You cannot see the sparkle whatsoever, so that sucks. The Ada isn't sparkly, it's just sparkly. I think I'm using 415 as the gray in it, and it looks like Krennic 032 blending filament. And I won spool chicken on that one, because I had just barely enough to finish the wording. And by just barely enough, I mean just barely enough. So I've got that one, and then it will has like a shooting star and a wand and a bunch of sparkly stars in the background. So there's that one. I'm going to try and stay organized and put them back in my case so that I don't have to clean up later. Then we have a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads from the Winter Series, Ornament Elegance. And so far I have a wicked ton done on it. There you go. Oh, hey, the door actually helps. Yeah, so that's what I have done on that one. Impressive. So I told you I was doing Arbitrary August. I do Wheel of Whips, spin the wheel, and whatever it pops up with, I stitch. I've gotten a little pissed at the wheel, just because mainly because I'm a little punk. So I started a new design. Started Jardin Privé, Quaker to Halloween. And it's going really well. And it's really cute. Let me dig and find it. So far I've been working on the top, trying to go across and find where my the dimensions of it so I can go ahead and cut my fabric. This is a fabric by Mystic hand-dyed cross stitch fabric. This one is called Pumpkin Vines. It is green. It's wicked green. That's probably pretty close. Not as yellow as that. Bella's adding audio. But anyway, so I have the little Quaker quilting motif and the little spider, which I did have to give him 2 extra legs because he only had 6, and you can't be a spider if you only have 6 legs. I love the witch with her big old booty and her scrawny little ankles. And there's going to be a pumpkin in that box. Over there. Way over there. So I have this much fabric, which is why I'm wanting to find the sides and the bottom so that I can go ahead and cut it. Because you know I don't want to waste any fabric. Okay, so when you see this one on Instagram, just know that the fabric is actually green. I just can't get it to capture. And my Chromebook monitor is having color seizures. And my toolkit for this one is in the last of my remaining flux bag. This is the replacement one that Matt bought me because Dusty chewed a hole in it the day after I got it. And I was very, very angry. So, Daddy got me a new one. Then I have been working a teeny bit on the This Is Fine meme. The one that is this guy. I've been working on, I think, the 4th panel. And this is the 3rd panel. And so now I'm working on the 4th, and I have 2 lines. I'm just kind of doing the frame and getting it ready. So there's that. I've actually been stitching so much that I have to put a thimble on this finger. Not because I'm stabbing it, but because that's the finger I use to push it through the fabric. So, thank God for Easy Guide needles. And, yeah. Okay, I have gotten some done on Raven. This is a Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixie. This is on Calypso's K by Under the Sea Fabrics in 32 count linen. And she goes this way. So that is her dress blowing back in the wind, and I've been working on some of the swirls in her dress. And my friend Leslie and I are doing this one at the same time. Hers looks completely different. She did color completion and did all the black, and so hers is they don't even look close. So it'll be interesting how they, as we see them kind of get closer and closer to being the same pattern. And the Easy Guide Needle 100 Stitches Sal, just teaching you 100 different embroidery stitches. And Pickle Dick. So we did Pekingese stitch as stitch number 1. That one is very difficult with perfectionism. Then we did sheaf stitch, and that one's way easier. And you just tie little bows around it. French knots, thought it was going to kill me, didn't. And then couching, so I made a Medusa and couched the threads, and then I did French knots for her eyes, and I split the thread on each of the end of the snakes so that it had little snake mouths. And then we did stem stitch, which just kind of curls around itself. And I'm probably 3-4 stitches behind on this one, but I'm not sweating it because they're pretty easy to catch up on. I absolutely love my Medusa because it's very tactile. You don't know how thick a 6-strand thing is until you couch it on top of fabric and you can pet it. The tactile side of me is very pleased. And then this is the project that made me give up on the wheel and put it away for a while. This is Sunbonnet Sue. And part of the reason that it made me give up on it is because I pushed myself too hard. And I wouldn't let myself go on to something else until I had this little bitch backstitched and the French knots. And there were 11 fucking French knots. And it was a lot. But I only had 2 months done. So I was like, all right, fine. So this is February, March, and April. They're all the way through September so far because it is September. But I'll catch up eventually, maybe. I don't know. This may be one that's not a Christmas gift this year, but is a Christmas gift like next year. Who knows? Not a huge fan of. But I'm doing it as my own amalgam design, and I made it like this, and I'm doing it for a specific person, and that's why it's difficult, because life. But anyway, I will show off just a tiny bit of haul. I got a mermaid scissor fob. Ordered it through Under the Sea Fabrics. And I got okay. My new needle minders, and they are courtesy of PRL Creative, and stands for Punk Rock Love, and local company by my friend Amy and her husband Jeremy. And they're, well, I guess he's my friend too, by default. I don't know. He's kind of a cool guy. I have Stay Magical and our mascot that Jeremy designed for us, Thimboltra. And she is so cool. So she's our mascot, and several of us have her. And they make these into buttons, and so she's experimenting with making them into needle minders, and made needle minders for us. It's really awesome. I think it's raining outside. Anyway, good day to stitch. I am heading off now, and I will be on the Virtual Stitchers group chat. And head on over to the Facebook group if you want to join. You do have to answer a couple of questions just to make sure you're not a bot or a weirdo, because we need it to be a safe space. Fair warning, I'm in there. So topics of discussion are weird, and penis jokes, swear words, things like that. If you're around kids, put an earbud in. It's not that big a deal. It is definitely raining outside. That's awesome. So I'm going to open my window, and we'll open the blinds and stitch away. And I will see y'all over there if you want to. Bye, guys. keep it snarky. All right, now I know how to stop the camera. Okay. Bye.